I remember the first video kind of started off with me like being super concerned about like if my hair was okay or not. I thought that was funny. Like I have, bigger problems to worry about and to talk about, but like here I am talking about, oh, is my hair okay?
You look fine. You look great. But what's the hardest part of this lifestyle that you've been living for the last, how many years now you've been?
I started when I was 19, so.
And you're how old now?
I'm 28, almost 29.
So you're almost 10 years into this craziness.
Yeah, it'll be a decade of chaos. But 3 out of the last 4 years, I have been like actually like clean and sober from like everything.
Were those years better?
Those years were definitely better is like not the right word. They made more sense. Like, this lifestyle doesn't make as much sense. It's like there's more consistency in those years. I could get more done. But, yesterday I actually got some shit done. I went to the SSI office and got a new social. It's coming in the mail. I went to the bank. I have a new debit card coming in the mail. So I got, some things done. I'm functioning somewhat, definitely more than the first time that I saw you.
Well, I mean, so many people that are in this lifestyle, you think just a little bit of common sense will get you to get clean, to get your life together, to get your driver's license or whatever you need.
Right.
So you can move forward in your life. But instead of that happening, the next day you see them and like, oh, my tent caught on fire and I lost this and I got robbed and they're standing around with one shoe and no belongings.
Being on the street. Now I'm not actually on the street. It's been almost 2 months now that I've been housed through a housing program, something similar to Project Roomkey.
So you have housing now?
Yeah, I have my own room, my own bathroom. I have a dog.
Does that help?
Oh my God, tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for, the mayor. She's the one who opened up this facility and like put on this program. Without like the structure of having a place to go that is safe and to be able to shower and just like maintain a certain look so that, I'm not judged on the street for being, a drug addict or like homeless. I could cross homeless off of, that that stigma now, but I still, could be stigmatized for being a drug addict. I'm open about it, probably too open. Like I'm on your, channel talking, to hundreds of thousands of people about it. But like I that's how I've always been. I've always just, it's been hard for me to ever lie or like to hide anything about myself. So like there are times where like I say things where, I probably shouldn't, but I just do because it's the truth.
Well, what I've learned through doing so many of these interviews, I've seen people like Patrick, who was a crack addict that I interviewed several times.
Yeah.
And he was probably the most honest of anybody I've interviewed, just laying out all his dirty laundry for the world to see. And his life has done a complete 180, like everything. Yeah. He's walking a very straight line. He just got married a month or two ago, and his life looks so different than it did when I first interviewed him. And I think that's because of how brutally honest he was.
Right.
So it's like he doesn't have anything hidden in the closet any longer.
Right.
There's nothing for him to hide, nothing for him to be ashamed about. I already told the whole world about it.
Right.
And it freed him up, I think, to, I'm not saying, I'm not
Did
giving
he get
his video,
clean completely?
but his honesty with himself
allowed
him to move forward.
So he said he's married. Is he clean too?
He's clean, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not there yet. A lot of people want me to get clean, but the thing is, like, you have to want it for yourself. I just, where I'm, I hate to be the person making excuses, but where I'm living, it's too hard. So I'm just, and I'm not gonna put myself through that. Like, hopefully, I'm just gonna speak it into existence. I am going to get my own place. It's a program that gets you Section 8. I'm gonna get my own place. I get to choose where I live. I'm gonna choose an area that is not so toxic, somewhere where maybe I have recovered before, like in Santa Monica, where there's great recovery. I was there for like 4 months in a program, and I've been to, meetings on the beach. There's, a great fellowship out there and a community college that is great that I have had friends go to, after they got sober. So I see that for myself, and, I'm going to try to manifest it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I just don't think like the complete sobriety, like being, clean off of everything is going to happen for me until I'm, out of this area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty close to Skid Row still.
Just being around the buzz of this
Yeah.
dysfunction
Right.
sucks you in.
All my neighbors, everybody in the hotel that I live in, maybe not everybody, but like pretty much everybody is a user, and I'm surrounded by it. Just, walking down the street, like, when I go out and take my dog for walks, it's around the Alvarado area, I live close to Alvarado, so like.
Are you tempted?
Oh yeah, and like I'm not. I just get into it, I'm not gonna fight it. I people tell me that I'm stronger than I think I am, and maybe that's true, but like I don't know. I guess I don't believe in myself as much as others do.
Can you talk to me about how difficult it is to just stop using this drug that is bad for you?
Yeah.
It's going to destroy your life. But
absolutely.
What is it that tomorrow you might just use again? Why is that?
Well, mainly because I don't want to get sick. I would have to go through a detox.
Your drug is?
It's meth. It's in downers. So there's a little bit of fentanyl. And
so it's hard.
But this time it's more so benzos. So I would have to go, like, benzo withdrawal is, like, to me, I think the scariest is the best word for it, It's scary.
Yeah, so that's not going to be easy to get off.
No, I'd have to go through a medical, like, detox process where, like, yeah, I'm weaned off. And luckily, though, I have a caseworker, and through the Department of Mental Health, we just had scheduled an appointment, and there's a wait, it's a government program, but like they're going to be able to taper me, and get me off. And it's going to be hard because they're so cheap, I think that's why I prefer over Fetty, is because I could, get a pill for $2 rather than having to, have $20 to buy a sack, because some people will only sell if you have $20,
What was your darkest point when you were deep in your addiction?
Probably last January, a couple months before I did that first interview.
You were living on the street?
Yeah, I was on the street. It's before I had gone to the National Health Foundation. It's before I had gotten the knee infection. I think when I got the knee infection, that was my lowest moment, because like I physically couldn't function, like it was bad, luckily it didn't get to my joints, but Cedars-Sinai, like shout out to Cedars-Sinai, because they really took care of me. They really did. I stayed there for like a week, and then I was, housed, and then after being housed for a little while, I decided to, with the help of some friends, I was scholarshiped, and I was able to get into detox and do a full, it was supposed to be 90 days, but then it ended up being like a 4 or 5 month scholarship.
So when you're in a hospital and you're a fentanyl addict at the time?
Yes.
What does the hospital do?
So it wasn't, that would be like if I was to get sober now without a scholarship. Luckily, like I know so many people who work in the, in recovery and in rehabs, so it was a scholarship to a private.
But you were in the hospital for your knee infection.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
How did they handle the fact that you were addicted to a street drug?
So, God, I snuck in my torch and my dabber and my like little silicone, and it did not last long. So when I ran out, I had to tell somebody.
They brought you some?
I was scared and I was embarrassed. But they treated it and they handled it so well compared to other hospitals. Like I didn't feel stigmatized. They put me on like oxy, hydrocodone, and like Valium. There's a nurse that was going to start me.
So they're experienced with dealing with people in that situation.
Definitely, yeah. They were going to put me on methadone. Luckily, I didn't get. I was on it for like a week, like at a small dose, because you take it and then each day you increase, and people like, increase to the point where like, you're high, and then like that drug has such a long half-life, it seeps into your bone marrow, and like that's harder to get off of than fentanyl by a long shot. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Taking Fetty honestly isn't like that hard. Like, it's more of a mental thing. But like taking benzos, it's scary. Like there's a seizure risk. I had to do it once, where I went to I went to jail in the boonies of Indiana, after being on Klonopin for 2 years, and like they don't give you anything at this jail. There's no taper.
So you're still young. Do you have dreams of doing something with your life?
Absolutely, yeah.
What would you like to do?
That is like, there's so much I want to do. I don't want to have kids. I want to start with that. I don't want to have kids. I want to go back to school. I want to take it. I want baby steps. I want to first go to community college, maybe become a nurse or some sort of helping profession. Mm-hmm. It is hard, with this being out there though, but
I can delete it.
No, I mean, yeah, you could. You don't have to post it. It's up to you.
No, but if the first one.
Yeah, you could.
If you want me to one day, just let me know.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Because I don't want to get in the way of your forward progress.
Right.
If something like that is slowing you down.
Yeah. I just actually, like, when I left and came back here, like, I was in sober living with the guy who was a nurse, actually. And he was very secretive about it. Like, he said he was away for, like, his alcohol addiction. So, like, it's not out there that he was actually, using, like, meth and
Well, I think these stories are so common.
Yeah. So yeah, I might need you to delete it in like 4 years.
Yeah. Just let me know.
There, and I'll let you know. Make sure I save your contact. I'll get it tattooed this time. It's hard to find it.
Well, I'm easy to find. You just go to my channel. There's an email at the top.
Yeah, I know. I tried emailing and like, I don't know. Does it go to like somebody that works for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I ended up getting it from Jordan, who has a video on your channel.
Right.
He saved your number, and it was just easier that way.
Okay.
You probably would have eventually gotten back to me via email.
Yeah, but
I'm just impatient.
I have an email that's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I hope you can figure this out.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've been through programs more than once.
Yeah, the programs just aren't.
They're not for everybody.
They're not for everybody, and I think it's a system that kind of is set up to be a revolving door, and it is a business. There's a business aspect to it. If everybody was to get clean, then like there would be
out of business.
No business, There would be people who lose jobs, and like these people make a lot of money, There's body brokering. At some places, some facilities that, treat humans like objects, just to, gain them incentive. And after that, I've known stories of people getting paid and to go out and get high. And then after getting high, they're supposed to come and do their intake, and then have something in their system so that insurance verifies and pays out. But they die, They're given the drugs, and then, before they go do their intake, they die because, they do too much.
It's a pretty horrifying life, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see so much terrible stuff on the street, and
yeah,
even in treatment, you see it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm used to the chaos. Like, it's really different now, like having like a tranquil space where I've been able to like make it my own and like, decorate and organize. My dad had sent me like for Christmas a Marshall's gift card, and a friend sent me a Target gift card. I actually like didn't use these gift cards to like, I didn't sell them, for drugs. Like, I bought things for my space to make it comfortable for me, and luckily I was given a big space, like a double room, so like I have extra space to get furniture, because I am planning to one day have an apartment, and I do have, high hopes for myself. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and start tripping, but like, there's something, I can't pinpoint it, but I feel like there's something great that I'm going to do. I think that, I just don't know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta get this.
Some people know, and I just
got to get this monkey off your back.
Right. And I have the support, and when I'm ready, I know I'll be able to do it. It's just hard because, like, I don't know. I've tried so many times, and I've had long periods. To me, long periods are 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, like that, and then like going back. That's the issue. But it's a lifelong thing. I have to remind myself that and not be too hard on myself. It's a lifelong illness, and but at a certain point, I think I'm gonna, grow tired of it. I'm getting older. Like 30 is like technically like your gay death. That's what they say. Like, I don't even think like,
That's funny.
It is funny. It's stupid, but like, I don't know. People like in this area, LA, especially West Hollywood, that scene makes such a big deal about like the way you look and your appearance and looking youthful, and Botox, procedures, skincare, whatever, facelifts, and I get it, people want to be seen, and people want to be,
Is the gay lifestyle more shallow or competitive like that?
Yeah. So I worked like in the gay bar scene, like over where like all the gay bars are on Santa Monica and Robertson, and like at that time my eating disorder was the worst, I think it's ever been. That's when I was actually in treatment for eating disorder, and I think there is like a competitiveness to it, like there's a standard. I feel like we are all gay people. Like when I say we, like gay people, we all have a underlying shame.
Shame of what?
Shame of just growing up and being told, and it's changing, but like the older ones and like even people in my generation, being told that we aren't, like who we are isn't right, So there's shame, like we should be more masculine, or we should like girls, right. We should be, doing this or that, or having interests that are more like, typical, like, sports, whatever. I think that is going away, and there are, gay children who are being raised, and who are healthy. And I think like the statistics for drug addiction in the LGBT population, I think they are going to like be less, like it's the rate of people being addicted, because it is very common, drugs in the gay community.
Especially crystal meth, right?
Yeah. I think addiction in my community is going to, I don't know. I think it's like the times are changing, and it's going to be revolutionized. I believe that, like, there's always going to be people addicted to drugs, but, I don't think as many people are going to, because it all comes from that underlying shame, I think that I'm bad. That's what shame is, you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah. There's like a saying, it's like when it comes to shame and guilt, it's like guilt is like I did something bad and shame is I am bad. And then believing that to the root in your core, you know, when like your brain is developing, you know, especially around like the age of like 7, that just like sticks with you. And like, so like to change that mindset and shift it, like, and, you know, to tell yourself that you aren't bad, you are okay as who you are. It's tough and it takes time, it takes work. And I think like as a community, the gay community as a whole should really, you know, come together more and put less emphasis on, you know, the way we look, you know, and focus more on like our mental health and like, you know, raising the next generations to not hate themselves because they might have like a little more fat than like the average person, you know. There's a lot of things I have shame for, you know, other than being gay. You know, it's not just the gay thing. It's there's body issues. Like I compare myself to everyone and everything. Like one of my previous best friends who won't like talk to me anymore. Like I just DM'd him and he was like, oh, I'm not talking to you if you're using. You know, there's people like that who like completely like shut me out. But like he's like, you know, gained gay fame because he started doing porn. So like he'll go out and be recognized. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he's on steroids. Like, but he's clean and sober, I guess, you know. A lot of people in the gay, like this is gonna be like, people are gonna hate me for saying this, but like a lot of like gay sober people do steroids. Like, and like, I guess they're sober. I mean, they're not doing meth, but like steroids that's a drug, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's addictive, but
Yeah,
it probably
I mean,
could be psychologically addictive.
I think so, yeah. I've done them before. Like, I've done steroids with a friend that passed away.
And what did they do for you?
At first, they enhance your energy levels and your libido. So it almost reminds you of like, if you have a crystal meth addiction, it can trigger that for sure, because it gives you more energy and you gain muscle fast. So like, and that could be addictive, like
and then
validation.
what happened over time?
Oh God, over time, you destroy your, how do you pronounce it?
Endocrine?
Yeah, that whole system. Yeah, you have to be put on testosterone for the rest of your life. Like you could grow, you know, man boobs, as they say it. It's just not good for you over time. I've heard stories of a guy. I had a friend that worked in a detox where a guy in the detox, his heart exploded because of his addiction and his use of his abuse of steroids. He had a heart attack, like, and his heart like literally exploded. Well, he was like the first day he got there. Well, he was like, you know, planning to get clean.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, no. It happened in sober living. So like he went through detox and then started using steroids, and that's how he died.
Seems like everybody's altering their chemistry somehow.
Right, you know. And that happened at I shouldn't say that, but like it happens in a lot of places. Like
Yeah.
we just want anything that makes us feel, you know, outside of ourselves, you know. Nicotine, caffeine, even, you know, everybody goes, like Starbucks in the coffee industry is like crazy, you know, how much money they make. It's just like anything to get you out of like yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Because to be stuck in oneself, especially when like you have mental health issues and like, you know, right now I'm at a place where like, thank God I had the dogs. I got a dog, because like without that responsibility and like, you know, the dog is like something outside myself that like I could, you know, take care of.
Dog needs you.
A positive thing that isn't, you know, drugs, you know. and it gets me outside myself. Like I take care of it. I feed it. I take it on walks. I buy it clothes. It has like 11 outfits now. Like I don't know. I don't know if they sell like mini coat rags and like mini hangers. Well, probably do because they have the hangers for babies, or the hangers they come with. But I want to get like a rack like that is like tiny and just like have a wardrobe just for him.
Cute.
I met so many people who've given me outfits for him, and like, I don't know. He likes it though. Some people say like, oh, that's like, why are you doing that to your animal? Like, you're just like using them as an accessory. Mine is like a Chihuahua, like a half Chihuahua. So like he shivers and he loves his sweaters, He gets excited. He starts to wag his tail and like he shoves his head through like a turtleneck, Like I'm not forcing him to wear clothes.
All right, Kenneth, thank you so much for coming back and checking in with us.
Definitely, it's cool. It's been a minute now. It's cool to update,
Yeah, no,
you and just to see you again and like the evolution of your channel and
I
like
hope
the new things you were doing.
I hope you figure this out.
Thank you.
Because you have so much potential.
Thank you so much.
You just have to see it and take
Start
advantage
to
of it.
believe it. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Okay.